Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you for giving this video a shot and stick around. You might actually like my stuff. Today I am going to go over myths about reselling. These are completely my opinion. These are just things that often get spread around. I just don't think that they're true. Number 1. Reselling is easy. No, it's not. The concept is easy. Getting started into it might seem easy when you're, just going through your own closet and selling that, because there's no financial tie-ups with those things. Put an item on a hanger, point, shoot, list. But I definitely know that after doing this for over a year that it takes a lot more effort and time than just point, click, and list. A lot of things that certain companies, like for example, Poshmark, eBay, they want you to use keywords, and you got to include like every little detail that your shopper might be looking for, and it takes a little bit of effort to get to that point. So reselling and the concept of reselling might seem easy, but the actual act of reselling is quite difficult. From knowing current trends to brands to, just the actual effort of photographing and listing items, it does take time and energy and can be kind of hard and difficult and taxing on your energy and your overall enjoyment of it. Number 2, you literally buy people's trash. I mean, although it's true, technically, I feel that this is a myth, because the items that people donate are not always trash. Yes, for some reason, somehow, some things go from being donated that are trash and get put on the shelf, still trash, and there's a price tag on it. I don't get it. But just because I might think it's trash doesn't mean the next person might not come along and be like, actually, I can do something with that, or that's worth something. Because you got to remember, not all of us know what everything's worth just because we walk into a store. Even if we look up comps, we still won't for sure know what it's worth. So if I go into a store, I know what my brands, what my stuff will sell for. But if someone who has like a niche with, little cars or video games, I would have no idea. That stuff is worthless to me. So yes, I understand the whole you're buying someone else's trash, but no, we're not. I think we all have superpowers. We can go into the store, and what other people see as trash, garbage, rubbish, not worth their time, is actually worth money to us. Sorry, you don't see that opportunity. Number 3, all luxury or high value items are fake at the thrift store. Not true. Although a lot of items, even like high value, like Lululemon would be considered high value because it's faked. There's so many brands that are actually faked that it's crazy, and you have to be really diligent when you're thrifting. That's not to say that you're not going to find Gucci or Valentino at a thrift store at the bins. People donate that stuff, and that's because the person who donated it probably has no attachment to those items. Either 1, they just want the next new best thing and they've got the money to spend, or 2, they inherited this stuff and they have no value to these items. They just want to clear these items out and get them gone. You should be mindful though. If you're going to go to the thrift store and pick up high value items or items that are luxury that can be authenticated, then you should get them authenticated. For example, if you have Lululemon and you're not sure if it's real or not, reach out to your reseller community, research, I feel that if I go to the thrift store, I can't be duped. Okay, that's a lie. I probably could be duped, but if I have anywhere inside of me that feels that it might be fake, I just don't pick it up. I cannot be bothered. It's not worth it for me to take that chance. So that's, yes, okay, I'm not almighty and, oh my God, you can't pull a fast one on me. No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was, yes, I probably could be duped, but I just don't allow myself to be duped. So if I feel something inside me that's like, no, that's fake, I don't pick it up. Buying pallets is the easy way out. No! 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 I had one experience with purchasing a pallet. I have learned from that experience. For some reason, that company didn't want to have return buyer. Like, they sent me really crappy stuff. Oh well. But actually, pallets take a lot of work. And the fun of, looking for the items at the thrift store, getting out, enjoying your afternoon at the thrift, you don't get to do that when you buy pallets. You literally get what's manifested on the pallet, and that's it. And then when you receive the pallet, you have to open it up, check your manifest compared to the items you received, make sure everything that you were supposed to receive you get, and if you don't, you need to contact the company and deal with them and see what kind of recourse there is. And then on top of that, you now have to, if there's shoes, clean the shoes, get them ready to be listed, make sure there's no flaws in every single item. So it's very taxing. It's a huge chunk of capital when you're going through everything. You don't just get it and then can list it. Like, there's a lot of work involved. I did it, and it took me months to accurately clean everything, fix all the flaws, and get everything listed. Months. It was horrible. I chose the wrong place to purchase a pallet. My bad. Reselling is just a get rich quick scheme. Who's rich? I'm not rich. No. Actually, I feel that reselling is a lot more like a hobby turned into a job. When you love something so much and you're able to make money from it, it's like the ultimate career. For me, I absolutely love reselling. I love finding good brands, and I love the hunt, learning about new brands. For me, I have a plus size focused closet. You can't really see it, but I have a little artwork up here that my sister made. And I just love hunting those really good, trendy pieces for plus size women. That's my thing. So I turned something that I love doing, like thrifting, and now I make money doing it by doing what I was doing before. I'm not rich, though. It's nice depositing $200 every however many days it takes me to get to $200 in my redeemable balance, because that's about the amount that I redeem it at. Never let it get higher on purpose. So it's nice. It really is nice, but there's definitely a lot of investment ahead of time, a lot of waiting, a lot of learning, tribulations to get to the point where you're actually making good money. I don't think that you can get like a mega rich off reselling, but I think that you could start to live comfortably and maybe pay for vacations and pay for, the finer things in life by working your business properly. So next one. All resellers pay like pennies for their items, and they're trying to sell it to us for like $30, $40, $50, $100. That's insane. As much as I would love to source my items for 10 cents to the item, that's not reality. And actually, every single person in every single region, in every single province, territory, country, state, different. Every place prices their items differently. I can walk into a Value Village and find a pair of jeans for $20 that are probably only worth $20. So how am I reselling that? I'm not. It's a lot of researching of brands, making sure that the quality is good, making sure that there's no issues on the item before actually purchasing the item. And that's being hopeful that it's actually in a resellable margin. If it's not worth our time to pick it up. It's not worth our time to put it in our cart. It's not our time to even research it at that point. So you really have to know what you're looking for and what you're going after in order to start making a profit off your items. 10 cents on it. If I was picking up items at 10 cents on the item and selling them for $50, I would own a yacht. No, but for real, like, there are people who do pay less, and they've got bins, and they've got access to source items that way, and good on them, but not all of us are the same. Some of us have consignment clients where we don't actually pay for the items, which is great, but also at the same time, you have to be flexible, work with your consignment client, and make sure the prices that you're getting, which then you're dividing the profits with, works out. So, it's actually quite difficult to find good inventory at a cheap price to be able to flip it for a couple $100s. Oh, this one hurts. Oh. Reselling is a passive income. Okay, honestly, if it was a passive income, I would not be making a video right now. I would be living luxuriously with my life, not even worrying about the fact that I've got probably 50 items sitting beside me that need to be listed. Because if they're not listed, they're not making any money. It's not passive. Especially on Poshmark, where I have to share my closet several times a day, where I have to answer questions and, deal with lowballers and offers and bundles and all that wonderful jazz. But it's not like sitting at home and then just watching the money roll in. I'm constantly working from the moment I wake up at 8 a.m. to when I'm going to bed at 11 p.m. or later. There's something going on at all times. If I didn't touch my phone for a day, do you know how many people I'd be ignoring? Do you know how many people would be asking things? Do you know how many sales I would get? I've yet to actually test this. Actually, at Christmas time, I didn't touch my phone, and I was making sales, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous. But I think that was like a one-off type of thing. But yeah, if I didn't work my business, if I was passive about it, I wouldn't be making anything. So it's not a passive income. The only way you can make money is if you invest like thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah, no. You could invest $3,000, and if you don't invest the time and effort it takes to list those items, you have $3,000 sitting there losing you money instead of making you money. It's called a death pile or a money pile. And if you don't actually put the effort in, it's not going to make you any money. Of course, if you have $3,000 worth of product, that's a $3,000 investment into your business, and hopefully you'd be at least doubling or tripling your money, or quadrupling. I don't know what your margins are. But if you don't work it, you could spend all the money you want. You can thrift source all you want, but if you aren't listing, you aren't making money. Now, if you're like a diehard, and I think that this is like the answer to everything. If you are the kind of person who lists regularly, schedules, make sure to list everything on every platform, you're making money. Because you are getting the most amount of exposure for your items. You are getting them listed as quickly, as soon as possible to actually be raking back in your investment. That's how you make money. You have to be on a schedule. You need to actually be listing. And don't look at me. I don't even remember the last time I actually listed something. I have not been having very good weeks just because I've been very discouraged. And unfortunately, with discouragement means I'm not listing, which means I'm not getting any sales, which repeats the cycle. But it's okay to not always be going 150 and a 100 zone all the time. That's how I feel with reselling. I feel like between photographing, listing, being a mom of 3 kids, I just feel like I get burnt out very, very, very fast. And it's the really frustrating people who like lowball you and don't account for your time and think that we all buy our stuff for really low prices that burns me out. On top of that, no sales, and then I don't photograph, so then I'm not making. It's a deadly cycle. It really is. So that's the truth out of it all. The myths are what they are. But I think the die-hard truth is if you want to make money doing reselling, you need to be accountable for what you do. You need to be consistent. I don't know how many people have actually sat there and told me, like, you have to be consistent. Everyone always comments about having to be consistent. And I'm like, I'm the least consistent person in the world. Literally the least consistent person. There's no consistency in my life. I don't know. Me and consistency, not in the same definition. So, in order to be successful in reselling, you need to be consistent. You need to understand and research your brands. Start small, work your way up. You aren't going to be a millionaire overnight. But I think if you work your business properly, you invest in yourself as in researching brands and actually like taking the time to learn what you need to be sourcing, stopping in the store, checking comps, that kind of stuff. If you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your business, you're investing in a better future for yourself as a reseller. Oh, look at me go. It's so inspirational. If you might have noticed, if you're new, you wouldn't notice, but if you haven't happened to notice, I am back at my desk. Normally I film these videos at like 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night to be hosted at 7 a.m. the next morning. So I remembered, it's Monday, guys. We are off to a good start. Good week. All right, that's it. So these are your myths and your one awesome fact. And I hope that you walk away from this kind of giggling. Like they really think I sell trash. Listen, some parent cleaned out their kid's toy room, got rid of these massive stuffed animals. I picked up one for like $6 and I turned it into $250 and sent it off to Sweden. Tell me that's garbage! That's not garbage. But then I also just recently dropped off a massive load of toys. I probably could have resold some of it, but I was just sick of seeing it. So that just goes to show you what someone else's trash or inconvenience is somebody else's treasure. So I really hope that you enjoyed this. What is one thing that you hear often that just irks you? Let me know down below, and I will see you next week.